It's been just over a week since Donald Trump won the U.S. presidential election, and he's been moving quickly these past few days to pick his new cabinet, adding some controversial names to the mix.
Love him or hate him, Donald Trump has always been a political earthquake, shaking up Washington like no other president in modern history. And now, as he builds his team for a possible return to the White House in 2025, his cabinet picks are sparking controversy yet again. Will they reshape America in a way we've never seen before? Or are they just a ticking time bomb for political chaos? Let's break down some of the most controversial figures in Trump's cabinet and what their appointments could mean for the future of the U.S. Donald Trump has never been one to play by the rules when it comes to politics. His first presidency was filled with outsiders, loyalists, and firebrands. And if he wins in 2024, we can expect more of the same. But who are these people? And why are they so controversial? More importantly, what impact will they have on America's future, from foreign policy to the economy, democracy, and social issues? Today, we're taking a deep dive into Trump's most controversial cabinet picks, exposing why they matter and how they could shape America's future. Let's get into it. Stephen Miller, the mastermind behind Trump's immigration policies. Stephen Miller is one of Trump's most well-known and polarizing figures. As the chief architect of Trump's hardline immigration policies, he played a key role in implementing family separations at the border, restricting asylum seekers, and pushing for limits on legal immigration. His return to the White House could mean even stricter border policies, mass deportations, and legal battles over programs like DACA. Many view his policies as excessively harsh, while supporters argue they are necessary for national security. If Miller is given a top role in a second Trump administration, expect aggressive immigration enforcement that could further divide the country. Michael Flynn, the former general with a history of controversy. Michael Flynn, a former national security advisor, was forced to resign after misleading the FBI about his contacts with Russian officials. He later received a presidential pardon from Trump and has since pushed conspiracy theories about the 2020 election. Flynn has even suggested using the military to overturn election results, making him one of the most extreme voices in Trump's circle. If he is brought back into a second Trump administration, his influence could lead to more radical shifts in foreign policy, a harder stance on global adversaries like China and Iran, and even military involvement in domestic issues, raising serious concerns about democracy and civil liberties. Peter Navarro, the trade war architect. Peter Navarro was one of the key architects of Trump's aggressive trade policies, especially the trade war with China. He strongly supports economic nationalism and believes in heavy tariffs to protect American industries. However, his policies have also been blamed for rising consumer prices and global economic instability. Recently, Navarro was convicted for defying a congressional subpoena related to the January 6th investigations. If he returns, we can expect a continuation of his trade war policies, which could lead to higher tariffs, strained relations with economic partners, and an increase in the cost of goods for American consumers. His economic approach could create tensions not only with China, but also with allies in Europe and Latin America. John Ratcliffe, the intelligence chief who pushed election fraud claims. John Ratcliffe served as Trump's director of national intelligence, despite having little experience in the field. His appointment was criticized for being more about loyalty to Trump than qualifications. During his tenure, Ratcliffe used his position to push election fraud claims in 2020 and was accused of pressuring intelligence agencies to align with Trump's views. If he is reappointed, intelligence agencies could be reshaped to serve Trump's political agenda rather than focus on unbiased national security threats. This could lead to a loss of trust in intelligence reports, particularly regarding threats from Russia and China, and weaken America's ability to prevent terrorist threats and cyber attacks. Jeffrey Clark, the lawyer who tried to overturn the 2020 election. Jeffrey Clark was a mid-level Justice Department official who played a critical role in Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election. He drafted letters urging states to reject their election results and attempted to install Trump loyalists in key legal positions. If he is given a high-ranking role in a second Trump administration, the Justice Department could become dangerously politicized. This could mean direct attacks on America's electoral system, a loss of judicial independence, and increased legal challenges surrounding future elections. His appointment would raise concerns about the integrity of the democratic process, potentially leading to constitutional crisis and further division within the country. Rick Grenell, the diplomat who doesn't play by the rules. Rick Grenell briefly served as acting director of national intelligence, despite having no prior experience in intelligence. He is known for his fierce loyalty to Trump and his aggressive attacks on critics and the media. Grenell has a history of breaking diplomatic norms, which could lead to unpredictable foreign policy decisions if he is given another top role. His appointment could strain relations with Europe, NATO allies, and diplomatic institutions, as he favors an America-first approach that often dismisses traditional alliances. His return could lead to a more aggressive, nationalist foreign policy that could destabilize international relations and create new global conflicts. Steve Bannon, the architect of populist nationalism. Steve Bannon, a key strategist behind Trump's 2016 victory, is one of the most controversial figures in modern American politics. He helped shape Trump's America First agenda, promoting hardline immigration policies, economic nationalism, and a combative stance against the mainstream media. However, Bannon was also indicted for fraud related to a fundraising campaign for a private border wall, and later pardoned by Trump. If Bannon returns to a second Trump administration, his influence could lead to an even more aggressive push for nationalist policies. This can mean further isolation from global institutions like the United Nations, increased hostility toward immigration, and economic policies that favor American industries at the cost of international trade relationships. Chris Kobach, the hardliner on voting laws and immigration. If Donald Trump brings Chris Kobach into his administration, it could signal a sweeping effort to overhaul the U.S. electoral system in ways that would likely provoke significant controversy. Kobach, known for his staunchly conservative stance on voting laws and immigration, has long been an advocate for stricter election security measures, arguing that voter fraud is a widespread issue, despite multiple studies showing it to be exceedingly rare. His influence in a second Trump administration could lead to the implementation of nationwide voter ID requirements, tighter restrictions on mail-in ballots, aggressive purging of voter rolls, and an increased number of legal battles over election results. These changes would likely be framed as efforts to ensure election integrity. But critics argue that such policies disproportionately impact minority, elderly, and low-income voters, raising serious concerns about voter suppression. Beyond voting laws, Kobach's presence in the administration would likely have significant implications for immigration policy as well. Trump's cabinet choices aren't just controversial, they are a statement about the direction of America. From immigration crackdowns to election interference and global trade wars, these figures could reshape the country in ways we haven't seen before. The big question is, will these picks make America stronger or push it toward deeper division? What do you think? Are Trump's cabinet choices a sign of bold leadership, or are they a disaster waiting to happen? Let us know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into today's biggest political stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.